When we lose interest in anything, we click the unfollow button, and sometimes people who used to provide content for the internet simply stop publishing. This is the case with Dan and Phil, two huge YouTubers that were all the rage almost a decade ago. They have returned to the internet, which is huge news for their millions of fans and viewers across the globe. Stick around and find out everything you need to know about the iconic Dan and Phil YouTube channel that's returning. Firstly, Dan and Phil in new YouTube original show. Dan and Phil are back, and they're starring in a new YouTube original, Hometown Showdown. Hometown Showdown is the ultimate bragging rights battle, a wild competitive travel show in which two closest friends compete in a battle of the hometowns to prove that their hometown is the greatest in the UK. Before Dan fights back with his own unique and irreverent take on his hometown of Winnersh, Phil Lester takes Daniel Howell on a deliciously weird and cake-heavy tour of Rawtenstall. Along with Dan and Phil, some other YouTube and media names star in the YouTube original, including Olivia Neal and her best mate Flossie Clegg, YouTube creator Chunks and radio presenter Maya Jama, and finally Will N.E. and YouTube pal Harry Lewis. So, are Dan and Phil back? For almost a decade, English YouTubers Daniel Howell and Philip Lester have had the world captivated by their work. Their deep friendship and obvious chemistry make them a joy to watch. It has also sparked fan debate over whether the two are more than just buddies. Is it true that Dan and Phil are dating? Phil had no idea when he started blogging on his YouTube account that he would meet one of his closest friends. Dan became a big fan of Phil's work and kept messaging him on Twitter, requesting cooperation. They met 3 years later and cooperated on a video, which marked the beginning of a long and lovely relationship. Daniel James Howell is an author, presenter, and YouTuber from England. After launching his YouTube channel, he became a household name. He has over 6 million members as a result of his excellent content. He's also a member of the Dan and Phil Games combo, which he formed with his best friend Phil. Lester's first YouTube video was uploaded when he was 19 years old. His channel has risen in popularity since then, with over 4 million followers as of May 2021. He also has a number of other channels where he shares incredible information. In October of 2009, Howell also released his debut YouTube video. Both his primary and secondary channels have been doing incredibly well. As of May 2021, Dan Howell has over 6 million subscribers. Daniel Howell and Phil Lester have amassed a large following since they began making videos in 2006. Praised for their sympathetic style of humor and long-lasting relationship. Last year, Howell published a video titled "Basically, I'm Gay" that swiftly reached to the top of YouTube's trending page. Dan sat down with his fans for a 45-minute soul-bearing video in which he discussed his sexual orientation and gave advice to people in his audience who may be finding their own identities. However, the YouTuber soon fell silent, and he hadn't published or appeared in a video for almost a year until January 4th, 2021, when he sat down with Phil in a joint upload to discuss his whereabouts. That said, it's not like Dan didn't have plans to release any content last year. The YouTuber says there were supposed to be a few things, and then 2020 happened. He hasn't been seen because of the upheaval of the 2020 or his own self-discovery. He and Phil have both said they've been busy relocating into a new home of their own design. They have no plans to do a house tour anytime soon in order to safeguard their privacy, but it appears that their followers are satisfied after Dan finally appeared with Phil after a year of relative inactivity. Dan has received a lot of love from his fans so far, and they can't wait to see what this year has in store for him. It's so nice to see these YouTube OGs come back to the scene. Very nostalgic. Next, some of the top Dan and Phil moments. Do you like fingers and Sharpie cat whiskers? Are you obsessed with anime and feel compelled to dress in all black to express the darkness in your soul? If that's the case, you're probably a fandom member. You might be wondering what the fandom is. It's only the best YouTube audience on the internet. Or, to put it another way, Dan Howell and Phil Lester fans. Stick around for some of the best Dan and Phil moments you need to know about or be reminded of. Firstly, let's have a spooky Halloween baking. Firstly, we have spooky Halloween baking. Dan and Phil's adventures into the world of baking instructions are at the top of our list. While the duo may not be the finest bakers, we found their lessons, such as the one for ghostly cupcakes, to be simple to follow, and the results were actually rather tasty. The show has even spawned spin-offs, such as an Easter video showing Dan dressed as a bunny. Who knows, maybe they'll do a Christmas special too. We certainly hope so. These videos were iconic at the time, and still to this day, they're a staple when it comes to classic Dan and Phil Phil videos. Next up, we have the Super Amazing Project. Another top moment on our list has to be the Super Amazing Project, Dan and Phil's internet news show. The Super Amazing Project was well known among early Dan and Phil watchers. It was a video/show that plenty of people eagerly looked forward to each week, since it was the weekly stop for the latest news and memes that were sweeping the internet. While we're sad it's ended, we are grateful to the YouTube gods that all of the episodes are still available to binge watch on the SAP YouTube channel, now their internet takeover. Now, this one definitely deserves a spot on the list. Phil and Dan were the first ever YouTubers to attempt to broadcast on BBC Radio 1, beginning with their annual Christmas program, which we looked forward to every year, and programming to their weekly internet takeover slot. The Internet Takeover featured the duo combining the best of radio and the internet, providing fans with a unique oral and visual experience via the BBC Radio 1 website. Not only was their program unique, and that it provided fans with a combined visual and audio experience via the Radio 1 website, but it also gave people like Jack Howard and Dean Dobbs, Benjamin Cook, Lewis Pentland, and even Zoe Sugg the opportunity to try their hand at radio, which we adored. Next, The Amazing Tour is Not on Fire. The Amazing Tour is Not on Fire, Dan and Phil's live act, is definitely one of the tops on the list. This show epitomized everything we love about Dan and Phil, and we love that they got to travel the world with it. We're talking Australia and America here. We believe it is their most significant achievement yet. We hope, now that they have come back to YouTube as a duo, that we'll get more great moments and, who knows, maybe even a tour. Up next, Phil is Not on Fire. It wouldn't be a list of our favorite Dan and Phil moments without including the Phil is Not on Fire phenomenon. For us, this is the series in which fan became a thing, when the fandom actually began. What's our favorite episode? Well, the original is one of our favorites. Let's face it, Phil's giraffe voice is incredible. There are so many fantastic moments on Dan and Phil's YouTube channel, but Phil is Not on Fire is definitely the most memorable. The lads drawing a Sharpie tattoo on each other amuses us, even though Phil is Not on Fire provides us with many fantastic weird moments. We'd love to keep Dan and Phil's artwork on our arms forever. Whether it's a drawing of your inner animal, we like to think we'd all be gorgeous unicorns here at 1080 HQ, or a surprisingly good drawing of your best friend's face. Is there anything more powerful than a one-of-a-kind handshake between best friends? No, we don't believe so. We couldn't get enough of Dan and Phil's handshake, which was swift, forceful, and packed a few punches. In their Phil Isn't on Fire series, this was a terrific, amusing moment. And last on our list is Craft YouTube channel. Remember Dan and Phil creating a YouTube channel, which wasn't an April Fool's joke at all. We had no idea the two were such talented artists. While our square flakes and glitter faces didn't turn out as well as theirs, we appreciate their patience as we discovered how uncreative we actually are. It's a good thing we write for a living, because we're really good at it. And there you have it. Everything you need to know about Dan and Phil and their appearance in their new YouTube original show, Hometown Showdown, along with a deep dive into whether or not they're coming back as a duo again, and some of their best moments from their time on YouTube. Make sure to let us know your thoughts down below. Have you watched Hometown Showdown yet? Are you excited for this potential Dan and Phil YouTube comeback? Let us know. But if you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to like and subscribe so you never miss any of our new and upcoming content. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again at the next episode.